Hey everybody, welcome back. I don't know why I say that, but I do sometimes. Welcome to A Cow's Opinion, the only show on the internet where you have the opinion of me, a cow, on the latest, greatest, and most shocking things that are happening in the world of video games today. Take everything with a grain of salt because it's my opinion and it is a cow's opinion, which makes it a moot point. It doesn't matter. Today we're going to look at a couple of things that I found interesting. The first makes me a little sad because G4 TV has been hit with major layoffs as per this article on Kotaku from Ethan Gach, and now faces big cuts, which does make me a little sad. So apparently 20 or 30 staff members were laid off of G4 today, according to people familiar with it, and even though it was resurrected only recently, it's having a lot of problems. I cannot imagine the company continuing to produce our slate of content without the people we lost today. That's not good. Now, the article goes on to say that G4 staffers showed up to do what they thought was going to be a standard day of filming, and instead, everything got canceled and HR reps started meeting individually with people. Now, they all getting severance, which, good on them. It's nice to treat people with respect, even if you're not going to work with them anymore. But apparently the same three sources that Kotaku have for this article said that G4 finances have been in bad shape for some time, and managers were tasked for looking for cost savings whenever possible. And a president, Russell Anos, earlier this year discussed the troubles the business was facing and proposed unrealistic revenue goals for the year ahead. Staff felt blindsided, one source said, due to a clear lack of goals for measuring success. And then he left, got replaced by a new person, and they only became interested in finding ways to slash the budget. The sudden and severity of today's layoffs are unexpected, and yeah, they just announced new content, dude, including the X-Play show God of Work, which has my man the completionist pretending to be Kratos in an office setting. I've seen the first episode. It's not bad. It's fun. It's it's a sketch comedy thing, but it's fun, and you can tell that they're having fun with it. There's nothing wrong with that. So, it was, for those of you who don't know, G4 was launched in 2002, and everything got canceled in 2012. The network decided to go more like GQ instead of Tech and Nerd, and it went terribly wrong. And the network never recovered from it, especially as all the gaming content, instead of staying with GQ, just migrated online as things like YouTube and Twitch became a thing. So the network has come back in November 2021, and it's got Sessler and Pereira. It's also got, like I said, it's got the completionist. It's got Xavier Woods from WWE. It's got Black Hokage. It's got a ton of different people. I can't even name all the different people. It's got so many of them, and they look like they were having a lot of fun. But here's the thing. Ever since their short honeymoon period, and I feel bad for these men and women because their honeymoon period was very, very short, the issue is that they've had some controversy. I'm not even going to go into all of it, but you've seen some Twitter meltdowns from staffers, some really terrible political take. It's perfectly fine to have your opinion on politics. You may even be right, but when you continuously say half the people or that don't agree with you are wrong and stupid and insult them, they're not going to watch you. And now you've decreased your potential audience by half. And I understand that you feel good, but your money-making bosses do not. And it's just not been going well. And then after talking about how they stand up for all these different rights, then they went to, kind of the OG4 programming, which is fine, except it confused people on their message. And well, here, I think I can summarize this best. So there are currently 2 channels on YouTube. There is G4 TV, which has 131,000 subscribers, and there is X-Play, which has 490,000. By the way, I'm subscribed to both, but by the way, I'm pretty sure they switched these and made X-Play the Attack of the Show, and they literally just changed the names of things. I'm not sure why. It was really, but not really, a great thing. So G4 TV with 131,000 subscribers, we're just going to look at the last 7 days. 3.5 on their 2-hour stream, 20,000 on this 2-hour stream, 3.3, 4.8, 3.4, 5.17, 38,000 here. 4.1 on this 1 hour. 2.9 on this reaction. 3.6. Here's the problem. You should not be recapping Nintendo Direct and the Emmys on the same show. They're going to pull totally different audiences. So they're only going to watch a fraction of this. 7.9 here. 5 point. Now, of the 7 days, just picking a random week, with over 130,000 subscribers, none of this got over 8,000 views. That's not good. Now, here's 10, here's 123,000. That's amazing. I wonder why that one did so much better. 13, but yeah, the 10, even if we go back a couple weeks and give these things more time to... Oh, okay, so this is some kind of sketch comedy. I have not tried this one yet, but it looks like it has legs because it's the most popular thing on the program. If we go to XPlay, 490,000 subscribers, and we're just going to go... Well, here's the problem with XPlay. They're not putting out stuff fast enough. The 2 days, 4 days, 7 days. They're only putting one video out every 2 days. It's not nearly enough content for 490,000 people with the kind of things you do. Their Saints Row was 30,000, 14,000, 16,000, 28,000, probably on the strength of Starfield. 27,000 because The Last of Us has been huge. Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Review, expensive canceled video game movies. God of War is really fun. Give it a chance. I think some of you guys might like it, but it's already got 8.3 thousand views. I hope it does even better. 42,000 because of the strength of Resident Evil, so that's pretty good. Let's just try this. 159,000 for Attack of the Show. I'm gonna subscribe to this too. I'm a huge G4 guy. Yeah, we're seeing 12 days. They're not They had a huge staff and a really expensive studio, which, look, I understand you want to come out of the gate swinging, but lots of people have said we have no idea why they have all that staff and all that money for the stuff that they're doing. I just don't think it's possible for them to make money. But yeah, 1.3, 2.2, 11 because She-Hulk is, the flavor of the month right now in the MCU. But 5.1, 4, 3.8, 6.1, 17, which is She-Hulk. So really, on Attack of the Show, only the She-Hulk stuff is getting views. So I feel bad, man. I remember the beautiful days of G4. I remember how Adam Sessler was just my go-to on everything gaming, and now it's just... Man, I really hope that they can turn it around. Maybe they just need to have somebody new or some new ideas. But I definitely feel like they should produce more content. I know that just producing a lot of content doesn't guarantee views, but so much of the content's kind of niche that I feel like you need just regular game reviews. Like XPlay used to be on a lot, and they would have a ton of game reviews as well as their skits and everything. They don't seem interested in that anymore, and I'm just not sure why. But in slightly other news, which makes me think EA may actually love me, even though it's probably that abusive ex-girlfriend that's always going to hit me. I don't miss her. The Sims 4 is going free to play, and Maxis says it will support the game for the foreseeable future. By Cass Marshall here on Polygon. What in the hell is going on all of a sudden? But The Sims 4 has decided it's going to go play, and it will be free on Mac, PS4, PS5, Windows PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X starting on October 18th. And if you already purchased the base game, you get the bonus of the Desert Lux kit, which launches Wednesday and adds new furniture items to the in-game catalog. So they're going to give you something free if you already bought things, and that's nice. So The Sims 4 got released in 2014, and Maxis has released a host of expansions, including changing of the seasons, the ability to climb the Hollywood ladder of fame, sending Sims to high school or university, creating supernatural Sims, or hanging out at a cozy college. They also have free updates, of course, but one of the things about... I love The Sims. I have purposefully not played 4 because 2 and 3, I was there... God, man, it was so terrible. It was so awful how much time I would put into them. I would buy every expansion, too. It was disgusting. My friend Dean, shout out to Dean if he happens to watch this video, gave it to me in college, and I was, unfortunately... it took a while to break that habit. So, given the age, people were wondering if it had reached its lifespan, and if Sims 5 is on the way. And in the free-to-play announcement, Maxis has said the team is more dedicated than ever to developing new and meaningful experiences for players, and will continue to develop and release packs, kits, and Sims Delivery Express drops into the foreseeable future. I have no idea what the difference between all that content is. I'm assuming some of it is paid and some of it is free. And there's actually going to be a October 18th Behind the Sims live stream, and that stream is going to be airing on their YouTube and Twitch channels. It's currently available for $19.99, but really, why would you pay it now? They just told you if you can just wait a month, you can have it for free. So guys, just give it a chance. There's a free-to-play mobile game as well, and it's still supported, but I can't recommend it. It kind of nickels and dimes you. This is a very interesting choice. So, I don't know if this means that Sims 5 is coming, and they're like, well, if we can get people addicted to The Sims now, they're more likely to buy Sims 5. I wouldn't say it's necessarily impossible. It's not even necessarily a bad strategy. I think it's a great idea to give your game away at a massively reduced price and or free when you know that the next iteration of that game is coming out within the next year and a half. Get the players to start playing. This is an oddly nice thing for an EA company to do. I mean, it's Maxis, and Maxis loves its gamers, but Business Daddy EA does not. They love your money and monopolizing your time, and don't forget that. So, I hope that this is really good. Again, we'll probably check back in October and see if maybe just The Sims 5 launched, and if it did, well, it's just getting you addicted to that. The first hit is free, and then you gotta pay. But we are going to go ahead and move on to our next story for the week. Guys, I'm tired. I've been sick under the weather, but the news waits for no cow. And we have some very interesting news to add to this week's roundup. And that's going to start with a new anime. How does this fit onto my video games, cow? Well, it's because it's Genshin Impact. So, surprising a lot of people, Genshin Impact, the mobile RPG, where of course you toss an endless pile of money into a gacha game and hope to get your waifu of choice, is going to actually have an anime from freaking UFO Table, who are known for things as this article in Polygon like Demon Slayer. Guys, that is freaking amazing. Now, UFO Table can do some really beautiful scenes, and to have a rich RPG world like Genshin Impact, even if it is a gacha game, getting its own anime is pretty good and speaks to the power of this game, because they're not going to just choose some rando to put all this effort into. The teaser animation is up on the YouTubes and is actually very good. I cannot show it to you, so I don't want to get, slapped. But Genshin Impact recently had their 3.0 patch, and they're getting ready to do 3.1. And it is amazing because it shows Lumi and Ether standing hand in hand. Now, if you don't understand, the whole point of the game is that you have to save one, or that you pick the guy or the girl to be your player character, and the other one gets taken from you at the very beginning of the game. So, hinting that you're going to get to see both of them on this epic adventure is kind of an interesting way to do it, and personally, I would like to see that. I mean, I don't play Genshin Impact because I really don't need another gacha game in my life. I managed to give up Fate Grand Order, and it was a lot of fun. I know the rates was terrible. I never felt cheated. I'm not ready for another abusive relationship like that. In more news, we're going to take another look at Armed Fantasia and Pennyblood, which are almost at $1.5 million. That is over twice as much as they were asking, with another 2 weeks left on the goal, and over 11,000 backers. Now, this is just proving that JRPGs have a lot more staying power than Japanese companies and American companies were giving them props for. Let's be honest, we haven't gotten too terribly much, but if you've been paying attention to all the announcements recently, we've had the Tokyo Game Show, we had PlayStation State of Play, and holy crud, we got a lot of RPGs and farming simulators from the latest Nintendo Switch reveals. I'm so sick I can't even remember what the heck. Nintendo Direct, excuse me. That people are starting to realize, oh, this stuff is viable. That's why we're getting Dragon Warrior 3 remake at some point. I haven't heard anything about that. But remember, earlier this week, you also had Octopath 2 revealed, as well as many other RPGs, too many to count. Front missions are coming back. Guys, it's really cool to see these genres that helped build the NES and then 16-bit and then beyond, even the early PlayStation 2 eras, to now get more. And as we look here, I mean, holy crap, look at this, guys. There's the initial goal, they've unlocked console versions, New Game Plus, 8-bit battle remixes, and now they're working on card mini games. And this hint that says glamour, I don't even know, but 2.1 million is actually within striking range at the rate that they're going. Meanwhile, Fantasia has their row chain system, 20 puzzle boxes, more BGMs, more bounty system, costume chain system, more whistling, I don't even know what that means, more gadgets, and they're working on player notes, vehicle racing time attack, and babble fish. I don't know what that means. Whereas Penny Blood has not been as successful, but it's still eviscerate your enemies as a fusion monster, the melees of madness, thrilling dog races, how much torture can you take is probably some kind of difficulty thing, and a cacophony of chanting. I don't even know what all that stuff means. Does it explain this stuff anywhere? I don't think it does. Go check real quick. I want to know what they've unlocked. You know? As well as they were working on other stuff too. I'm really happy that these games are doing well. And I know that they don't come out until 2024, and that sucks. But thanks to a lot of other announcements, we have some really cool stuff coming. And in fact, it's going to lead us into our next story. So do you remember this Kickstarter? Ayurian Chronicle, 100 Heroes. It was from Rabbit and Bear Studios, a bunch of guys and girls who worked on the original Squeakin games. And there is a quote in an article that we're about to look at, or at least reference, where one of the developers of those games was told, specifically by Konami, there will never be another Squeakin title because Europe and America don't want them, and Japan is only kind of eh. And so this game came out and blew everyone away. They were asking for 53 million yen. That's not a terribly small budget, but it's also not a large budget. And they were blown away with almost 10 times as much. 46,000 of my fellow nerds and gamers and wonderful people gave them over $481 million to bring this beautiful game to life. And it's even been updated monthly as far as I can tell. And it's really nice to see how wonderful they are. Holy crap, look at all the Fortress Town mode, consoles, cooking, New Game Plus, sound effects. Chinese localization is pretty cool. Just gives them a lot more people. A guild system. This person joins. Fishing minigame. What is all this? They completed rebuilding the town. They have all these add-ons. I mean, Korean localization. Maxim joins. Top battle middle game. Hildy joins. This person joins. Full orchestra. Party conversation. Malore joins. Psychic detective agency. What does that even mean? A trading minigame. Rody joins. A Brazilian and Portuguese translation. Racing minigame. Another join. A hot spring. Rrrr. Monster raising minigame. Irish joining. The Russian language. Voicing cutscenes. The backers voted for a 9th character to join. Flag design mode. DLC for another story from Russia. A farm system. A duel system. A card battle mode. Oh my god. This game is going to be on the channel at some point. a ranking mode, a Heart of Gold theater system, another backer vote for Patience, the 10th character, an origin story for the backers in the form of a novel, the depths which is here don't understand, asynchronous mode on my own time, a new style Fortress Asset Pack, a battle defense mode, another story for Squeakin, and a companion game called A Quiet Place. What in the hell did you guys do with this? Well, Konami has been teasing that a beloved something was coming back at the Tokyo Game Show. And holy crap, it's Squeakin 1 and 2 remasters next year. Now, recently I have taken a dump on Konami, as a lot of gamers have, because Konami has been slowly turning away from video games and focusing more on pachinko and other endeavors within Japan only. And, you know, Metal Gear, everyone knows the fallout between the creator of Metal Gear and how he's gone on to make Death Stranding after, you know, his Silent Hills remake did not go through, after all of that other stuff. And so now, amazingly, Konami announced that they were going to remake these games. And they actually don't look bad. We're actually going to take a peek at this so you guys can see. Now, of course, the article lets you know that it might have been the fact that $4.5 million was raised for Ayurian Chronicle that convinced them that, hey, people actually do want these games. Because who, as this article referenced, realized they were sitting on an abandoned gold mine. Excuse me. I mean, I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. So just like Ayurian Chronicle, you go through and you collect the 101 stars, I believe it is, in this game. I mean, it looks not bad. These HD remakes of these old games is not terrible. Now, of course, it's development footage. It's subject to change. It's not final. But the fact that they're actually doing this just blows me away. I mean, look at that. That's not bad. I mean, that's really cool. And look, I know that maybe Konami's higher-ups in suits finally are just trying to cash in on a craze, but if we get more awesome games, I'm okay with this. And really, this will just give more people like me who never got to play Squeakin 1 and 2 a chance to. I believe the first one I ever got to play was 4. And 3 or 4, I can't even remember. So yeah, let's see if they're fun. And in our final gaming news, this came as another shock, but this one not so good, you guys. So EVGA, the graphics card maker, parts ways with Nvidia in a sudden and terrible breakup. So they're one of the most prominent third-party PC graphics cards manufacturers, as this wonderful article in Kotaku, we're giving all rights to these people as always. But the company has said that they're not only ditching Nvidia, they're not even going to stay in the same market. But why? Doesn't really make sense. But in the there was a meeting, and the CEO told them that he doesn't want to be partners with Nvidia anymore. Now, the issues that they're having are... This was not just he woke up one morning and decided to ditch the gold mine that is them building these graphics cards. This was a long time coming, apparently. First of all, Nvidia, you know, has companies like EVGA make third-party add-ons and such, and bells and whistles and all kinds of cool stuff for the graphics cards. But lately, EVGA was very unhappy. First of all, due to supply chains, there was a shortage of graphics cards, and Nvidia was charging huge amounts for them. Not only that, but there would be times when Nvidia's first-party stuff would purposefully undercut the third-party stuff from companies like EVGA. They also said they did not like how Nvidia was treating their customers and their gaming population. It was actually a large amount of problems that they cited. They actually made the decision back in April, but kept the decision strictly confidential. So, there's an issue So the company does make and sell other PC components such as motherboards, cases, and power supplies. The loss of the GPU side of its business is going to pose a challenge for the 280 people worldwide. Now, the company has said that they're not firing anyone, but like 4 out of 5 of their sales come from the Nvidia products. I mean, I don't understand how you're going to keep them. They're also looking to relocate staff to different projects to keep everyone employed. They laid off 20% of its Taiwan employees earlier this year, and now several people whose jobs solely revolved around GPU manufacturing and development don't have an obvious job to perform. Going by this information, every Nvidia GPU sold right now is selling at a loss. That's incredible. It's an entire market in distress. Imagine how badly you screwed things up when your business practices force a company called Extreme Video Graphics Adapters to cease making video graphics cards. And yeah, guys, a lot of those graphic cards were sold at a markup not just because of the worldwide troubles that we can't reference on this channel, but also because of Bitcoin and other digital currency mining. These graphics cards could be purchased and used to run Bitcoin mining machines or other mining machines. And they were very good at it, so people would buy them up. I'm not talking just a card. I mean, you can just Google it or YouTube it. You can find a way, if you buy the card, to just set up a really cheap mining rig on your own. Relatively speaking cheap, for the amount of money that it can generate. But this artificially pushed graphics cards up, and Nvidia rode that to record profits. Now, here's the thing. When we'll go to that in a second, actually. So, they'll continue to sell the RTX 30 series cards. It expects to run out of stock by the end of the year, and will be handing on to additional stock for its warranty and repair, and it's going to honor their warranty. So, that's really good. But their presence is going to be sorely missed. Now, the crypto mining, as I said earlier, has plagued the industry by buying up countless cards. So it seems to be coming to an end. And the prominent crypto Ethereum has finally moved away from the GPU-hungry proof-of-work algorithms. And if you notice, GPUs are once again able to buy, and pricing is coming back down to earth. Now, I want to show something. Hey, we're back. So, for some reason, the Internet Explorer version of CNBC was giving me trouble. So, I've edited all that out for you guys. Right off the page when I go to Nvidia, do you see this? It says new 52-week low today. That means that this is from September 17th of 2022 to all the way back in September 17th of 2021. This is the lowest price they've had. Now, I know what you're thinking. $132 is not bad, Cal. It closed, and it's even gone up about 50 cents after the opening. Well, in November of last year, it was at $329 and change. This is about a third of its. You're starting to approach a third of your value right now. This is no good. If you don't understand stocks, I'll just give you the really quick rundown. When your company loses so much money over the course of look at this. From its high in November, almost a year ago to now, it's had some recoveries, but the overall line is just moving down here. And the fact that one of their biggest third-party manufacturers known for quality is not going to be producing stuff anymore is going to hurt the business even more. The fact that you don't need to buy crypto rigs anymore is going to hurt the business even more. The fact that the prices are going to come down is drastically going to. Tech companies live and die off of selling you products with wide margins. When prices come down, this is not good. Apple makes a ton of money every single year because their stuff is. But look at this. The dividend, it has a dividend, but it's only 16 cents. Nobody's buying this stock to make money off the dividend. You're buying it because you think it goes up, but you've lost 2/3 of your value. We also are going to look at, so the price target is 201, and it's got a high number of buys and strong buys. Only one underperformed, but guys, here's their quarterly earnings and everything. This year, really good, but notice after the first quarter next year, which is probably January, February, March-ish, Do you see that huge drop from $1.36 a share to 51 cents? That's more than that. Again, 2/3 of your value gone, because they understand that the markets for these products have now dried up. Now, it looks like they're expecting it to recover a bit, but next year's not going to be very good for Nvidia. And I don't want people to lose their jobs, but I'm really concerned both about what Nvidia is going to do, as well as what is EVGA going to do. They've said they don't want to fire anybody, and, good on them for trying to do right by their employees and stand up for what's moral and not let a bigger company abuse them. But you have 280 people, and 80% of your revenue you're stopping by the end of the year. I mean, and again, it's really cool that you're going to honor warranties and repairs, but that means that if it's under warranty, you're not making any money off of it. So if there are repairs after warranty, yeah, you can make a little cash off of that, but you're not going to be able to replace that 80% of your revenue. So we'll try and keep an eye on this. I mean, it's a video games graphics card company that's not going to make video game graphics cards. They've said, we're not going to work with Intel or AMD or anybody else. We're not interested in doing this anymore. So, what the hell are they planning on doing? I just don't know, you guys. But that is most likely all of your news unless something major breaks over the weekend. I have been very sick all day. No temperature, but exhausted and just coughing all day to get gunk out of my throat. Not, oddly enough, not out of breath and not stuffy in my nose. So I'm confused as to why. But I felt pretty good after, some hot meals, a hot shower, and managed to get through a full day of work, thank God, because, guys, I work for a hospital system, and if you've ever worked for any kind of medical office, unexcused absences they don't like it, understandably, because, sick people need a certain amount of staff to handle them. You can't all not be there at once, but my stress levels are huge, and I'm going to bed. It's slightly after midnight, and I'm used to being up till 1 or 2 on Fridays to celebrate my weekend and playing some games. It's not happening. I'm going to bed right after this, you guys. Thank you so much for supporting this new format on the show. Well, on Sundays, instead of giving you nothing, I just want to talk about the news. Again, if there's nothing else because of something breaking, I hope that you guys are having a nice time. I will be off a lot over the next week for my birthday, which means I'm going to grind a lot of channel videos up and out of this thing. It's going to be good. Hopefully I'll feel better for that. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you liked in this, what you did not like. Play more games, because games are awesome, and you deserve a little awesome in your life. And I'll see you next time.